Well, hello, everybody. As you know, I'm Bob the Canadian. I have been absent from YouTube for a week and a bit, but I'm back today. So we're going to do a lesson in about 25 seconds. You can see above. I hope you're ready to roll. I hope you're ready to get this party started. We'll start in about 12 seconds. I think I've done everything right. You can see me getting ready here. I think I have everything set the way it's supposed to be, and hopefully things go smoothly. Well, hello and welcome to this English lesson where we're going to talk about unexpected things. We're going to talk about things that happen in life that you weren't planning to have happen. We're going to talk about things that happen out of the blue. I'm not sure if you're aware of the English phrase out of the blue, but when something happens out of the blue or all of a sudden, it means that you weren't expecting it to happen. When you thought about what your day was going to be like, that was not one of the things you thought was going to happen. So today we're going to do a little English class, a free English class about unexpected things. I do want to say hi to everybody who is here. It's a lot of fun to be back doing this again. As Mode Eggs pointed out, I hope I remember how to do this. It's been only 1 week. But who knows? Maybe Bob the Canadian has forgotten how to do certain things. We'll see. But I'm excited to be back and to be doing live lessons again. We'll do this one this morning for about an hour, and there will be another one tomorrow at 11 a.m. as well. So join me for that if you can. I do want to say hi to Brent from American English with This Guy. Brad and Jim, the Canadians, are both here to moderate the chat. Please keep the chat in English only. Please have good English conversations with each other in the chat. Hello to John Chu, Anita, Norma, Mode Eggs, Lolly, Rod, the Brazilian English teacher, is here, of course. Judith is here. Ario is here. Tony, Maria C. And once again, if I spend too much time saying hi, it would just be an hour of me saying hi to people. So hello to all of you. I think it might be a good idea to get this lesson started. What do you think? Should we get it started? Let's do that. A freak storm. So one of the things in life that can be unexpected is a freak storm. Now, you might know the word freak to mean someone who's a little bit strange. It's a little bit of an insult to call someone a freak, but we do use this word to talk about a storm that appears suddenly. Let's say the weather forecast said, beautiful day all day today. And then all of a sudden in the afternoon, there's a storm. It just shows up out of the blue. We would say that that's a freak storm. By the way, notice I use the phrase all of a sudden as well as all of the sudden. I believe both are correct in informal English. I'll have to look up which one is the most correct. Maybe I'll post that in the comments below. But a freak storm can certainly be unexpected. We had a freak storm a few days ago. It all of the sudden got windy and rain started coming down. We were afraid it might hail, but it didn't. An inheritance. So this might be an unexpected thing. An inheritance is when you get money from your parents or an older relative when they pass away, when they die. Sometimes, though, you might get an unexpected inheritance. I had a friend who had a great uncle pass away in Holland, and he got an unexpected inheritance. All of a sudden, he got money from this great uncle. So that was something that he was not expecting. So he was sad that his great uncle passed away, but also surprised at the unexpected money that he received as an inheritance. Black ice. So this is something specific to those of us that drive in northern countries or southern countries where you get snow. All of my Russian viewers will be aware what black ice is. It's when the road looks normal, but there's actually a tiny layer of ice on top. It's very, very dangerous. In the winter here, sometimes on the radio, they'll say, be careful on your drive into work because there's black ice this morning. So again, what makes black ice dangerous is that if the road is already black and there's a small layer of ice on top, you can't see it. So all of a sudden your car might start going like this because you are on black ice. Certainly something that can be unexpected. Old age. So this is something that people say things like this: old age creeps up on you. So one day you're young, and then all of a sudden you're old. And believe me, that is how it works. For me, it was around age 44 or 45 where I started to feel old. Old age is something that can be unexpected. You think you're young and in good shape. You're 20, you're 25, you're 30, you're 35, you're 40, you're 45, and then all of a sudden you feel quite old. It's like old age has snuck up on you, or it has crept up on you. It's definitely something that can be unexpected. Even though we all expect to get old, it can certainly feel like it's something that happens in an unexpected way. A smile. Sometimes when you are out in public and you walk by people, they might look really grouchy or crabby. Like they might be walking like staring at the ground, and they just have a somber look on their face. But if you're walking along, maybe at the shopping mall or along a sidewalk, and someone smiles, all of a sudden someone smiles as they walk by, it can be unexpected, and it can be a nice feeling. I wish people smiled more in the world. I think that people who have kind of a grouchy look on their face, I think you need to find something to be happy about so you can smile, because I think an unexpected smile from someone can be kind of nice. An old song on the radio. So I find that there's a lot of music that I listened to when I was a teenager. There's a different sort of music I listened to when I was in my 20s. And if I listen to the radio, especially when I'm driving, sometimes unexpectedly, a song will come on the radio that I knew when I was 16 or 17. And even though I wasn't planning to listen to that song, even though it's unexpected, it's a very cool surprise during the day. I actually spend quite a bit of time on YouTube listening to songs from different eras of my life, especially if I've unexpectedly heard one on the radio earlier that day. So an old song on the radio can be certainly something cool and unexpected. A delayed or canceled flight. So I have a friend who I was supposed to talk to on Zoom this week, and they weren't able to make it because they needed to pick a friend up at the airport, and that friend's flight had been delayed. So I got an email from my friend that morning saying, "Sorry, can't chat. I have to pick my friend up at the airport, and their flight is delayed." So that can be something that's unexpected, something that you weren't expecting to have happen that day. What's worse is if the flight is canceled. There was, I think, a friend of mine went to the air. How did this work? My memory is fading. I brought a friend of mine to the airport once when I was about 20, 21 years old. And when we got there, his flight had been canceled. That was unexpected and not a good, not like, it wasn't a happy thing like hearing an old song on the radio. It was definitely something that he was a little bit annoyed about. So a delayed or canceled flight can be something that's unexpected. A surprise visit. Now, this can go one way or the other. A surprise visit can be something cool. A surprise visit can also be a little bit awkward. So a surprise visit is when someone shows up at your house and knocks on your door, and they didn't tell you that they were coming. I remember as a kid, my dad's cousin and his whole family showed up one day in the summer, and it was a surprise visit. And my dad wasn't very happy about it because we had a lot of work to do on the farm. Luckily, he put them all to work and they helped us do all the hay. But a surprise visit from a relative or a friend can be super cool, but it can also be something that might be a bit annoying if you had other plans for that day. And then, of course, a surprise party. I have to admit, I don't think anyone has ever thrown a surprise party for me. If you watch TV, a surprise party is when someone walks into their house or apartment and everyone yells, "Surprise!" and there's all kinds of people there for a surprise birthday party or a surprise party of some kind. I need to correct myself though. I think some friends from work threw a surprise party for me and Jen when we were expecting our first child. Yes, that did happen. A friend invited us to a restaurant for a meal, and when we got there, about 15 people from work were there, and they said, "Surprise, this is a surprise party." You would call it a baby shower, but it was a surprise party where they gave us gifts because we were expecting a baby in a few months. So that was a lot of fun. And then this can be something that's really cool. When your boss says that you can go home early, being done work early. I have had a number of jobs in my life. I have only had 2 bosses out of the 5 or 6 jobs I had where they would sometimes let us go home early with pay. I had a job once where I found this clock that said 4:30. I had a job where we normally worked till 5. And about once every 2 weeks, my boss would say, "You know what? Let's knock off early today," or "Let's just go home early today. We're all done." They were summer jobs that I did as a student, but certainly being done work early, hearing your boss say, "Hey, let's just go home an hour early today," or half an hour early, can be unexpected, and it can be a super exciting thing. Hey, I'm going to move over to do some questions. Let me do an audio check and have a little sip of water. I do want to say hi to the 439 people who are watching. It's awesome to have all of you here for this lesson about unexpected things. I'll answer questions for a few minutes here, and then I will jump back to the lesson. Remember, if you have a question, please use the form that is being linked in the chat to ask it. Let me just check. Yes, there's definitely questions ready to go. Let me get the first one up on the screen. Let's see here. Tripto, hello, Bob. One unexpected question you want to mention. So this might be an unexpected question. I wasn't expecting a question that was this is very, in English, we would say very meta. It's kind of hard to explain that, but it's when things are layered in a mysterious way. Next question. Let's see here. Let me just find, I'll answer this one. It's not on topic, but Lizzianthus is the name. Hi, Bob. How have you been learning English when you were a kid? Thanks in advance. So how have you been learning English? Let me correct that. How did you learn English when you were a kid? That would probably be the most correct way to ask that question. I learned it from my parents, and I just learned it by running around as a kid, saying words and listening until eventually I knew how to speak English. It's kind of weird, isn't it? How kids speak English quickly. Okay, I'm going to skip questions that are not on topic. Okay, so make sure if you have general questions about the English language, please ask them during tomorrow's live lesson, where where it will be open to all questions. Let's see here. Ruslan says, "Hi, dear teacher Bob. How are you, sir? How to describe a person who reacts to stressful situations very steadily. In Russia, we say he has steel balls." We have a similar phrase in English. It's very informal and somewhat vulgar. And yes, when something unexpected happens, people react in different ways, don't they? And sometimes when something unexpected happens, people have nerves of steel. We might say, yeah. So here's a very informal, crude, vulgar way to say it. We could say, "Oh, no, I don't think I'm going to say it. Let's stick with nerves of steel." I think that's a better phrase for everybody. So when something unexpected happens, that's bad. Sometimes people have nerves of steel and they can handle the situation really, really well. Let's see here. Yaroslav, "Hi, teacher Bob. Do you like unexpected things? Do you like the surprises? Have a great weekend." I think it depends, Yaroslav. Like, some unexpected things, if they happen at the right time, are very cool. But some unexpected things, and you'll see as we go through the list, are not cool. So I would say that if the unexpected thing is positive, like if I suddenly got an inheritance from a great uncle who I didn't know about, that would be really cool. If I all of a sudden discovered the tire on my van was flat, that would not be cool. So yes and no is the answer to that question. Let's see here. So Sai Wei says, "Hi, Teacher Bob. How are you? My question is, what is the most, I think, unexpected thing that what are the most unexpected things that have happened to you? Thanks in advance." I think the normal things that everybody has, I almost missed a plane once because it was, instead of delayed, it was taking off earlier. Seeing that your car has a flat tire, as mentioned. Certainly any kind of surprise in the form of a gift, I really, really like. But yes, definitely those things have happened to me. I think one of the coolest things that happened to me is I was going through the drive-through at a restaurant, and when I got to the window, the person ahead of me had paid for my order. It was really surprising, and that was very, very cool. Let's see here. Judith has the next question. Hi, Bob. Unexpectedly, I didn't get hurt at all after my biggest fall with my bike. Did anything similar happen to you? No, the opposite happened to me. When I was a kid, I rode my bike down a hill and I fell off and hit my head. I still have a scar. I can't remember what side it's on. So that I didn't expect to fall, and I didn't expect to hit my head on a rock. But I'm happy to hear that you fell and unexpectedly you were not hurt. Generally, when you fall off a bike, you expect to either, skin your knee a little bit or get hurt a little bit. Katerina, hello, dear Teacher Bob. What was an unexpected thing you have done in your life? As for me, I've baked a cream cake myself. It was so yummy. Have a sweet Friday Eve. What is something unexpected that I've done in my life? Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think what I did once is some friends and I, when I was about 20, 21 years old, we had a friend who was going to university about 7 hours away from where I lived. And at like 9 o'clock at night, we jumped in a car and we drove all the way to the town he lived in for a surprise visit. I don't think he was expecting it at all, but it was a good surprise. He was very happy to see us. Let's see. Next question is from Renata. Good morning, Bob. I have no question today. I just thought I should unexpectedly show up to say hi. I hope you are doing very, very well. Have a great day, you rock, man. Thanks, Renata. Good to see you pop in to say hi. Always fun to have people unexpectedly leave a nice comment and to say hi. From Notiv, we have, hi, Mr. Bob. Can you explain about unexpected things in Thailand? I usually have an unexpected walk in the mall. Yeah, I don't know a lot about Thailand. I was watching a show a number of months ago where people were moving to Thailand and they were looking for different places to live. And I guess one thing that I didn't realize, which was kind of unexpected, was there were so many motorcycles on the road. There were a lot more than in Canada. I didn't expect to see that. Let's see here. Ario says, Hola, Mr. Bob, how are you? Expected things happen is the same as a double whammy. Am I right? I dislike a double whammy. So a double whammy is when two bad, unexpected things happen like right after each other. So a good example would be if you ran out of gas while you were driving, and then you went and got gas from the gas station, and then you drove for 5 minutes and you had a flat tire. That'd be a double whammy. Two bad things happening either at the same time or very close to each other. Never an enjoyable thing to have happen. Let's see here. Betty has the next question. Hi, fabulous Teacher Bob. Welcome back. What kind of unexpected thing have you experienced in your 20s? Would you mind sharing it a little bit? Nice day. In my 20s, so that would be when I was, I think it was unexpected. I didn't expect that Jen would like me. That's the one thing I would say in my 20s. I met Jen, I talked to her, and then we ended up going out on a date, and she liked me. That I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't sure I was her type of guy. So guys and girls, when they get together, sometimes you have a type, but Jen really liked me. And now we're married and have a bunch of kids, and many, many years have gone by. So when I first met Jen, I didn't expect that she would like me and go out with me, but she did. Let's do one more question and get back to the lesson. This is from Henry from Taiwan. Hi, Henry. Henry, you've been around for a while. It's good to see long-time viewers. It really is. So hi, Henry. Good to see you. Hi, Teacher Bob. To bump into Teacher Bob on the street will be the most unexpected thing and great honor for us English learners in life. Thank you for your work. Yes, this has never happened to me. I have never been out in public and had someone say, "Are you Bob the Canadian?" So someday it will probably happen. And the first time it happens, it will be unexpected, probably for me and for the person who sees me. Maybe this will happen when I start to travel more in the future. That would be kind of fun. So I see in the chat, Deep Hanjan saying, "Hi, Bob. What is the time there?" It is 8:49 a.m. here, and I'm going to go back to the lesson now. So let's get some more work done on this lesson. Before I do, though, I do want to thank the 485 people who are watching. It's kind of exciting to see so many people watch a lesson when I do it live. So thank you for being here. And please remember, if you have a question, use the link to ask it and try to have fun English conversations in the chat. That would be awesome. Let's see here. Mode Egg says, maybe I was the guy who paid for your order in the drive-thru. Who knows? Possibly. Maybe you unexpectedly saw me in the drive-thru and paid for my order. Okay, let's keep moving along here. A thank you note. Sometimes you do something nice for someone, and you do it because you just want to help them. You're not doing it for money. You're not doing it because you want them to thank you. But a few days later, maybe in the mail, you'll get a little thank you card. And it's really nice. I've had this happen a few times in my life where I think I stayed and I helped clean up all the chairs and tables at an event. There was a family party for someone's 50th anniversary. And I stayed and I helped clean up all the chairs and tables at the end of the evening. And then a week later, they sent me a little thank you card. I didn't expect it. I wasn't expecting a thank you card, but it was a nice feeling. It's really nice to get a little thank you card in the mail after you help someone do something. Free samples. So sometimes you go to the grocery store and they are giving away free samples of food. They're giving away free samples because they want you to try the food. In this picture, they're giving away free samples of crackers. But for me, I don't expect this. Sometimes it's unexpected. You go to a grocery store and they're giving away little chocolates for you to try, or they're giving away little bowls of cereal or some other kind of food. It's a lot of fun when you go to the grocery store and they give away free samples. I love free samples. Sometimes we go to one type of store called Costco here in North America. They almost always have samples before COVID, of course. But I kind of expect them, so I don't eat lunch when I go there because there's little samples to try. But free samples are always cool. Getting sprayed by a skunk. So if you're wondering how I come up with lesson ideas, usually the seed of the idea comes from something that happened in my life. So this week I had a friend who had to pick someone up at the airport and their flight was delayed. And this week, Oscar, our dog, got sprayed by a skunk. Jen came in late in the evening after working in the flower field, and she said, "Don't let Oscar in. Don't touch Oscar. He smells." He got sprayed by a skunk. So this was a few days ago. Obviously, we did not expect this. It was an unexpected thing. And Oscar has been a little bit smelly for a few days. It's almost gone now, I think so. But it takes a few days. For those of you that don't know, a skunk is an animal that when it feels threatened, it will spray a very smelly, I guess, cloud of, I don't even know what it is. It just smells and it attaches itself to whoever they spray. So Oscar smells really bad right now. A large bill. Sometimes you get work done on your car, or you have someone do some renovations on your house. And then when it's all done, maybe you think it's going to cost $1,000 and you get unexpectedly, you get a large bill for $2,000 or $3,000. That is never fun. It's never fun to unexpectedly get a large bill for something. I'm sure this has happened to many of you where you've paid someone to do something and you thought it was going to cost $100 and it ended up costing $200 or $300 or even more. Never fun to get a large bill. This has happened to me a few times in my life. I usually do not appreciate when that happens. I like to know ahead of time how much something will cost. And that leads us to things like a breakdown. When you get in your car, if you are someone who has a car, you do not expect your car to break while you're driving. You do not expect to have a flat tire. You don't expect it to suddenly stop working. You don't want to have a breakdown. As some of you know, my big tractor had a breakdown a few weeks ago, and so I couldn't use it for a few days. It magically started working again though, so I'm not sure how that happened. That was unexpected. I thought I was going to end up with a large bill to repair my tractor after it had a breakdown, but it just started working by itself. So, and then as I mentioned, a flat tire is another thing that can be quite unexpected. You get in your car, you start driving, and all of a sudden you hear da-dun, 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 or some other weird noise, and you get out and you see this. Never fun to have to change your tire on the side of the road. A kind word. Sometimes when you are with people, they are grumpy, but sometimes they're happy and nice, and they say something nice about you. So a compliment or a kind word is always really nice. If someone says, for me, when people say, I really like your YouTube videos, it makes me happy to hear someone say something kind about something that I have done or about me. So thank you when you guys do that. Finding money in your pocket. This doesn't happen to me very much anymore, but because we live in a country where we have summer and winter, I generally wear shorts in the summer and pants in the winter. I generally wear short sleeve shirts in the summer and sometimes long sleeve shirts in the winter. But sometimes you're wearing pants and maybe there's $10 in the pocket and it's getting too warm for pants, and so you don't wear them for a whole season. And then in the fall, you go to put them on or you go to wash them and you find that money. So when you find money in your pocket, that's an unexpected thing. And this was one of my favorite things. It doesn't happen very often anymore because we use bank cards to pay for so many things. Hey, I do want to just pause and welcome Ann J as a member. Welcome to the club. That's what I'm going to say now. Thank you so much for deciding to be a member. And I see Eugene's here in the chat as well. I should just say hi to Eugene. Hi, Eugene. Good to see you. Eugene, have you enjoyed the over 30 degrees Celsius weather up there in Etobicoke for the last week? It has been a little bit warm here in Canada. A cliffhanger. A cliffhanger is when you're reading a book and the book ends, but nothing has been resolved, or you're watching a TV show or a movie. And so a typical ending would be they lived happily ever after, or the police catch the criminal. That would be a normal ending. With a cliffhanger, the ending would be, two people are interested in each other romantically and one moves to another city and you don't know what happens next. Or the police don't catch the criminal. The show ends or the book ends and the criminal has not been caught. That would be a cliffhanger because the story hasn't been resolved. It hasn't been, there was not a good conclusion to the story. I don't like cliffhangers. I like it when things end and I know all the details. So this is a sadder one. We have a phrase in English, to take a turn for the worse. When someone's in the hospital, or in this picture, when a pet is being, checked over by the veterinarian. When someone is sick, sometimes they get better, sometimes it stays the same, and sometimes unexpectedly, they can take a turn for the worse. This means usually they're already in the hospital and things get worse. I'm sure all of us know someone who has had a serious illness and they weren't feeling well and they went to the hospital, and instead of getting better, they took a turn for the worse. Maybe for a little bit, but maybe that eventually ended up in them passing away, which is very, very sad. But it can be unexpected when a person we know or even a pet who is sick takes a turn for the worse. Never enjoyable to get a phone call saying someone you know is in the hospital and they're not doing well. They've taken a turn for the worse. Never good news to hear. On the flip side, we have what's called a miracle. So we use the word miracle in English to talk about anything that happens that shouldn't necessarily have been possible. Sometimes people they'll have a baby and the baby isn't very healthy when it's born, but within a week it's healthy and thriving and it's doing well. We would say, oh, it's a miracle. Maybe someone has cancer and the doctor says it's terminal. When you have terminal cancer, it means you're going to die from the cancer. And then all of a sudden you recover. We would say that that is a miracle. It's always cool to hear about a miracle. Now, the word miracle has religious connotations, but in everyday English, it doesn't necessarily mean a religious miracle. Like you can definitely use this word to describe anything that happens and there's no good explanation of why it was better. And we use the word miraculous quite often, like, and then miraculously my tractor just started working again. I wouldn't say it was a miracle, but I might use the word miraculously. Something that happened in some way. This is similar to a large bill, but you might get an income tax bill. In Canada, a certain amount of the money you make each year needs to be sent to the government. We have to pay our taxes. And sometimes maybe you make too much money and the government says you owe a lot. It's never enjoyable to get a large income tax bill. I've never had this happen before. I think because I have 5 kids who are all dependents, I don't end up paying as much taxes. But someday I'll probably get a large income tax bill when no kids are living at home. Let's see here. Let me try to remember what I do. I need to change my settings for a sec. We're going to go into members only chat mode. So give me a sec here. Let me get that setting done. Let me do a quick audio check. Nope, can't keep dropping my earbuds. Of course, in order to do it, excellent. So what is members only chat mode? People who have clicked the join button below. There's a button below to join the channel. They've decided that they want to support me and the work I do. A couple of the things they get is they get green names in the chat. So if you see green names over there in the chat, those are the members. And we do 10 minutes of members only chat during every live stream, about halfway through. So I'm going to right now answer questions here, but I'm also going to answer member questions directly from the chat. I see Sean from Free 99 English is here, by the way. I do want to say hi to him. Hi, Sean. Good to see you. Let me get a question up on the screen here. Pimply Fox. So I often get pimples, acne, unexpectedly. Is it polite to say, I'm sorry, I can't visit you, I got an ugly pimple, or better to say, I have some personal problems? You know, for me at my age, so what we call pimples, we sometimes call them zits. It's like a red bump on your face or nose. At my age, you just visit someone anyways, but it depends on who you're talking to. If you feel like you have a pimple, do I have one on my nose right now? No. I feel like if you are visiting someone you know well, like a close friend or family, I would just not even talk about it. But if you feel like you can't go out in public, I would just say you just need to stay home for personal reasons. But certainly it can be unexpected, can't it? Sometimes students have picture day at school. That's the day you get your school picture taken. And it's not nice if you wake up and all of a sudden you have like 2 really big pimples or zits on your face. Never fun. Let me see here. Sean from Free 99 says, hi, Bob. Sean says hi to Brent first. Maria C. Hello, Bob. How are you? I think I always prefer expected things. I don't like when I can't control some situations. Haha. I definitely don't like surprise parties. Yeah, I think I'm the same. I'm not a control freak. So there's another phrase for you. A control freak is someone who likes to always be in control. But I think I do prefer um, knowing what's happening. I think I'm similar, Maria. Let's see here. Brent's just chilling. Mode eggs. Hi, Mr. Bob. I missed you so much. I even played Where's Bob for hours to look for you. And I did end up finding you, but you were peacefully having your beauty sleep, so I decided to leave you be. Yeah, what Mode eggs is referring to is that I took a little bit of time off. It was good. I will probably do that every August. I already take a little bit of time off at Christmas. No one has time to watch YouTube videos then anyways, but I probably will do this every August. I think I'll take a week off. So, Lolly, compliments are not unexpected for you, Bob. It's normal. You deserve them. Thanks, Lolly. Very, very kind of you. Naomi, hi, Teacher Bob. Did the unexpected event Oscar got sprayed motivate you to do today's lesson? Yes, definitely. I was searching through my list of topics, and this one was not on there. And then a few things happened this week that were unexpected. And I thought, I think I can find enough words and phrases to do a lesson. Definitely Oscar getting sprayed by a skunk was one of them. Brent says, just give the pimple a name and introduce it to your friend when you meet them. Yes. Easy for us to say at our age, isn't it, Brent? Although when you make videos on YouTube and you sometimes get a zit, it's a little bit like, oh, I wanted to make a video today and I have this weird red spot on my face. Key Park. Hi, Bob. How are you? I have allergy nowadays and sneeze all day long. That's unexpected, but expected. I'm like this every single spring and fall, but this time it comes earlier than usual. Yeah, I have allergies as well. And it was unexpected for me because they didn't start until about 5 or 6 years ago. And then all of a sudden, my throat was scratchy and my nose was stuffed up in the spring. We sometimes call it hay fever as well in English, just so you know. Let's see here. Eugene says, I unexpectedly met my former girlfriend from another country. That can be a little awkward, can it? When you unexpectedly meet someone from your past who you haven't seen for a while. Maria C., a control freak. Yes, that's a control freak is someone who likes to have control. It's not fun if your boss is a control freak. I had a boss once when I worked at one place who wanted to control everything. That was not enjoyable. Napborn says, hi, Bob. I'm Adi the Thai. Nice to watch you again. Hey, Adi, good to see you. Rod says, Mr. Bob, glad to have you back. I also feel weird even on staycation. I'm used to working late. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I think the pandemic makes it worse. So there were many things that if I take a break, there's many things I would do, but you can't do everything that you used to be able to do. So that makes it a little different. Mode says, just a reminder to watch members only video this week because we haven't received the notification. Good reminder, Mode Eggs. So there was a Wednesdays with Bob video. I posted it on the community page, but for some reason, a notification didn't go out. So I got a lot less views than normal. So if you're looking for that, dig through, you should be able to find it. Thanks, Mode, for reminding us. Alexi, getting a traffic ticket the other day was quite unexpected for me. Did you use the term traffic ticket or speeding fine? We would say I got a ticket, I got a traffic ticket, I got a speeding ticket. Those are the words we would use here in Canada. Sorry about that, Alexi. Do you have a heavy foot? That's what we say in English. Some people I know if you have a heavy foot, it means you're pressing the gas too much because your foot's too heavy. Brent says, when you have a face like mine, pimples are the least of my worries. Yeah, Mode Eggs. The first time I unexpectedly heard cicadas in your videos, I was driving and I thought that was the screech of my brakes. They are really loud right now. Tomorrow's lesson actually might be inside because the forecast says rain, but I considered doing it inside anyways because it's very dry here and for some reason the cicadas are very loud, but we'll see. Let's see here. Mickey says, I started supporting an English teacher at school to become an English teacher later, just for elementary school for now though. So have you had an unexpected situation while teaching at school? Yes, I have. I had probably the most unexpected thing that can happen to a teacher is sometimes a student will get sick in class and they might throw up. And I once had a student get sick and throw up on their desk. And then other students around that student were like, "Mm, mm," like the smell, and you know what I'm talking about. It was not a pleasant event. It was very unexpected. I think Brent teaches younger students than I do. He's probably experienced something similar to that. Let's see here. Naomi, unexpectedly, I realized I need to wear reading glasses. Yes, I had that too a few years ago. When I was trying to read, words were starting to get more and more blurry. And then my sister gave me some reading glasses, and that really helped. Brent says, what? There was a members video? I need to check that out after the stream, of course. Thanks, Mode. And then Brent also says to Naomi, I'm in the same boat. So frustrating. What's frustrating for me, I'm not frustrated that I have to wear reading glasses. I'm frustrated when I'm somewhere and I can't read something and I don't have my reading glasses, like in a store. I don't carry them with me. Audie says, today I'm so happy you called out me from Audie the Thai. No problem, Audie. Mode says, what? Who said Brent wasn't handsome? Tom Cruise would have to look to his laurels if he saw Brent. I thought Brent and Tom Cruise were related, weren't they? Aren't they twin brothers? No, sorry. Brent says, I also once had a student get sick, but we were in a lockdown. I couldn't let him leave the room. Not fun. Teaching is a very fun thing to do, but sometimes things go wrong. And one of the things that can go wrong is if a student gets sick during class. Never an enjoyable time. Hey, I'm going to jump over and I'm going to go back to open chat. So you'll see in a moment that will change. I do want to say thank you to all of you who are members. Thanks for supporting this channel and supporting me in the work I do, creating lessons for people to watch and learn English. I know they're not always the most exciting, but they're fun for me and fun for most of you. So hopefully everyone is getting some great benefit from this. But let's get back to the lesson. Let me see, where was I? Yeah, we're doing well. So let's get back to the lesson here. By the way, if any of you are considering being a member, you can click the join button to get more information about what that is all about. An income tax bill. Ah, yes. So we are... So a speeding ticket. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought for a sec. Let me think about this one. How many speeding tickets have I gotten in life? Not very many. A speeding ticket can certainly be an unexpected thing. Maybe you're late for work or you're trying to get somewhere quickly and you have a heavy foot. That means you push the gas pedal too much. And all of a sudden you hear the sound of a siren and you see lights in your rearview mirror. I've gotten 1 or 2 tickets. I know I've gotten 1 for sure, maybe 2. I know I was pulled over once and he just told me to slow down and didn't give me a ticket. I was like, thank you. But a speeding ticket is certainly an unexpected thing to have happen. No one leaves for work or goes to drive somewhere expecting to get a ticket. So it can be quite unexpected. Missing the train or missing the bus or missing anything can be unexpected. Luckily for my kids, if they miss the school bus, I can still give them a ride to school because I leave slightly later and it's not really that far out of my way to bring them to school. But certainly if you're going somewhere and you miss the train or you miss the bus, it's unexpected and it can certainly be something in your day that is not enjoyable. One of the bad things that can happen, one of the unexpected things that is bad. Hidden fees. So let me explain this one. Sometimes you pay someone to do something and they say it's going to be $50, but you didn't read the fine print or the small print at the bottom of the page. And even though they said $50, in the fine print there were hidden fees. This happens sometimes in Canada with when you do banking. Banks are notorious in Canada for having hidden fees. You think that something's going to cost a certain amount of money, but because you didn't read the fine print or the small print, you didn't realize there were hidden fees. I've had this happen a few times in my life where I thought something was going to cost a certain amount of money, and it ended up costing more because I didn't read the fine print and there were hidden fees. Never an enjoyable experience to find out later that you owe more money than you thought you were going to. A lightning strike. So sometimes there are storms. Last night we had a storm here. It didn't rain, but there was a lot of lightning. But you don't expect the lightning to hit close to you. You just like to see lightning in the distance on the horizon. But once when I was working as a construction worker, I was about 18 years old, lightning hit really close to me and another worker. We didn't get hit by lightning. We weren't struck by lightning, but we certainly ran inside very, very quickly because we were not expecting lightning to hit. By the way, for any of you that have seen lightning, like have seen a lightning strike, it is incredibly scary when you see lightning hit, 50 meters away. If you see it hit a tree or hit the ground, it's very, very scary. Free stuff. Sometimes you're driving around and someone will have something by the road and there will be a sign that says free. Maybe it'll be an old couch or a table that they don't want anymore. I don't know if this happens in your country, but where I live, sometimes people have things they don't want and they will put it beside the road with a sign that says free. I don't always pick it up, but once in our lives, we got a table for free. We were driving around and we saw a table with a sign that said free. So we put it in our car, and I think Jen used it in her workshop where she puts bouquets together. So free stuff, always fun. Everyone loves free stuff, right? A shout out. I don't know if Brent's still here, but a shout out can be unexpected. So a shout out is when someone on a social media platform like YouTube mentions another YouTuber. So Brent is not expecting this morning. I really hope he's still here, but Brent is doing a live stream at 9:35 my time. So in 20 minutes, Brent is doing a live stream about fall versus summer. So I thought it would be fun in this lesson to unexpectedly give Brent a shout out. So again, a shout out is when you mention another YouTuber or another person on social media and you let people know something that they are doing. So I'm giving Brent a shout out right now. He's doing a quiz on fall versus summer over on his channel. It starts in about 20 minutes. You should head over there when this live stream is done if you want to participate. There's your shout out, Brent. Let's see here, a compliment. So I think I already did a kind word, didn't I? Yes. So a kind word is when you say something nice to someone, like you are smart, or I really like your haircut, or that shirt looks really good on you. When you give someone a compliment, it can be unexpected. Okay. It's nice when you go through your day, especially like if you get a new haircut and if someone says, oh, did you get a new haircut? It looks great on you. That would be something that would be really nice to hear. So here's one. It's kind of a specific situation, but your wallet or purse returned with nothing missing. So let's say you're walking around in the park and you lose your wallet. And let's say you have money in your wallet and your credit cards, and you realize when you get home you've lost your wallet. What you're expecting to happen is that you'll never get it back, or if you do get it back, all the money and credit cards will be gone, okay? But what would be unexpected is if you got your wallet back and everything was still in it. So one time in my life, I was working in a restaurant in Quebec City, and some patrons left and they forgot the lady forgot her purse. And so I gave the purse to the manager and said, someone forgot their purse. And then my next shift, there was an envelope and there was a thank you note from the lady saying, thank you for returning my purse. Thank you for not taking anything out of it. Here's $100 because I just appreciate your honesty. So I was like super excited. It was a lot of fun to have that happen. Hey, I do want to welcome Hio Ho as a new member to the channel. Thank you so much for being here and for becoming a member. Thank you for clicking that join button and becoming a supporter of Bob the Canadian. Awesome. Finding something you thought was lost for good. So sometimes in life you lose things, okay? I actually lost my wedding ring once. I'm not sure if this will focus on the wedding ring. It's not focusing. I'll just hold it back here a little bit. I lost my wedding ring once, and I had lost it for almost, I think, half a year. And then Jen found it outside in the lawn when she was doing some gardening. So we were super happy because she found something that we thought was lost for good. When something is lost for good, it means you don't ever expect to find it back. But Jen found it back. So I thought that was really cool. But certainly it can be unexpected when you find something that you thought was lost, and that you just thought, well, I'm going to have to buy a new one. With a wedding ring, that would be kind of sad because there's sentimental value. In English, when you say something has sentimental value, it means, this ring is special to me because Jen gave it to me over 20 years ago. So, new shoes that are different sizes. This has happened to me twice in my life where I've bought new shoes, and then when I get home, one is size 10 and one is size 9, or one is size 11 and one is size 9. So now I almost always check before I leave the store to make sure the shoes are the same size. And this almost happened the other day. This is the third thing that happened that made me want to do a lesson on unexpected things. But the checkout person in the store caught it. The checkout person checked to make sure the shoes were the same size. And then she said, this is a 9.5 and this is a 10. Which size did you want? And I said 9.5. Now you all know what shoe size I wear. And then getting an upgrade to business class or to first class. This has only happened to me once in my life. I bought a ticket for a normal seat on an airplane. When I was getting on the airplane, they said they had oversold the flight. And so they asked if I wanted to be upgraded to business class, which is a little bit bigger seat and better snacks than the normal section. So when I fly, I always buy the cheapest seat that I can find. But once in my life, I was getting on a plane and they said they had sold too many tickets for the normal part of the plane. And so they bumped me up to business class. They upgraded me to business class. That was super cool. The seat on the plane was really big. Instead of just getting a little bag of nuts and a can of pop, I got like a whole fancy meal. It was really, really nice. Hey, that is the end of the formal part of the lesson. I am going to spend the last 9 or 10 minutes answering questions, but if you were just here for the normal part, that's awesome. Remember, I will put a shorter version out of this in a couple days. So, here's a very private question. Here we go. Joseph from Austria. Hello, Bob. A very private question. Have you ever fallen in love suddenly? So in English, we have the phrase love at first sight. I have to admit, when I first met Jen, I did think she was pretty cool and I thought she was attractive and beautiful. I wouldn't say it was love at first sight, but I was definitely interested in her. I don't think I've ever fallen in love suddenly. I don't know. That's an interesting question. No, like in English, we use fall in love. You can also talk about things. And you can fall in love with like, oh, I saw did you see the new Tesla? I just fell in love with it. So I have fallen in love with things very quickly. Let's see here. I'm going to skip questions if they're not related to the topic. We seem to have a lot of questions off topic today. Leonardo says, hi, Teacher Bob. One unexpected thing is new contacts offering job opportunities by LinkedIn. And related to it, which is correct. They reach out to me or reaching out. Oh, they reach out to you. Someone might reach out to you on LinkedIn and give you a job offer. That would be unexpected and really cool. From Mickey, morning, Mr. Bob. You live in a small town, don't you? So what is the most unexpected and weird thing that you've come across on the farm or in your town? Oh, that's interesting. Not a lot happens out here in the country. Not a lot of strange things happen in our town. I guess the most unexpected thing is when you're driving along the road and there's a cow on the road. That's unexpected. And because we live in a place where deer live, sometimes deer will unexpectedly run across the road, especially in the winter. Let's see here. Ahmed says, "Hi, Mr. Bob. Glad to be back." Yes, it's good to be back. What was the surprise that you will never forget in your life? Thanks. Let me see. So if I think about birthday gifts or Christmas gifts, when I was a kid, I don't know if you are familiar with the toy called Lego. It's all blocks that you put together. And I really wanted a motor, a Lego motor, so that I could build things that I could drive back and forth. But my parents said they couldn't afford it. Okay, that I wouldn't be getting that for Christmas. It was on my Christmas list. And then that Christmas, they had bought it for me. So that was a really unexpected surprise when I was a kid. I still remember that. It was so fun. I really liked playing with Legos as a kid. Let's see here. This is from Arthur. Hi, Teacher Bob. I just wonder that have you had any writing lesson or guide yet, as I am encountering some problems with this part. Have an awesome weekend, Teacher Bob. So at this point in time, I make Friday lessons. I do open question live streams, and I make a video for every Tuesday. I don't really have time to create a lot of study guides or support materials. So Arthur, I'm thinking about that. I'm working a little bit less this fall. So I'm trying to think of maybe a way to provide members with kind of a study guide each week or something. So no promises, but I'm just going to think through if there's anything like that I could do. Andy, what's out of the blue mean? When something happens out of the blue, it means it was unexpected. If you're driving along and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, the tire on your car goes flat, or you're walking along the street and then out of the blue, a friend you haven't seen for a while comes around the corner. So it means suddenly or unexpectedly. Let's see here. Not sure about the next question. Naomi says, "Hi, Teacher Bob. I hope your voice is getting better expectedly. Will you please share your happy, unexpected thing or event for you? Thanks in advance." My voice does feel a little bit better, although I should drink a little bit more. Right now, I think for me, the unexpected things that are cool, you're going to laugh at this, but if Jen and I go away and then if the kids stay home, and if we come home and all the dishes are done, that's an unexpected thing that makes me very, very happy. That's probably, by the way, if any of you are younger and if you still live with your parents, doing like chores around the house when your parents are gone makes your parents happy. Just a word of advice for you. Let's see here. Aryan the Canadian says, "Hey Bob, I wanted to say, can you say that a friend coming to your home without any invitation is called an unexpected thing?" Yes, we would call it a surprise visit. Like Jen's parents sometimes make a surprise visit. They usually call first, but sometimes they're already on their way when they make the visit. Let's see here. I'm going to skip the next one. I'm trying to just do questions. So this is from Jen the Canadian. I don't think this is actually Jen because she doesn't speak French. "Hi Bob, I hope you'll answer my question in English. Qu'avez-vous fait dans le passé? Thanks in advance." What have you done in the past? A lot of unexpected things. You know, I'll tell you about one thing that was unexpected for me. I didn't expect my YouTube channel to actually grow. I made a couple videos. I didn't expect people to watch them. So that was something that was unexpected. Way back in January 2017, I didn't expect people to like my videos or watch them as much as they did. So thank you. That was a great surprise. Angelina says, "Hi from Russia. Hi from Uzbekistan. Me and my students love to watch your classes. Thanks a lot." You're welcome. So thank you for the kind word. It is always nice to have a kind word in the day. Let me see here. There's a lot of questions not on topic. So I just want to mention again, during the Friday lesson, I only answer questions related to what I'm teaching about. So if you do have a question and I'm not answering it, please ask it during tomorrow's live stream, which is an open question live stream. Let's see here. Masato says, hello, Bob-san. How are you today? I'm good. My karate match is tomorrow. Oh boy. I am nervous, but will fight with my unexpected power sleeping inside me. Wish me luck, will you? Thank you. Well, I wish you all the best, Masato. I hope that it's an enjoyable match. I hope you do well. I hope you win. I think you will, for sure. So Nuhu says, hi, Bob. I'm one of your students from Vietnam, and your lessons help me a lot. That's awesome. My question is, have you ever met a fan or a student from your channel in real life? Yes, I did meet someone a couple years ago. And it was there was a YouTube event in Toronto that I went to, and I met someone who watched my channel. But because of COVID, we can't really have meetups anymore. But someday I might actually host a meetup in Toronto. I might actually invite people to come and see me. But yeah, not anytime soon with the way things are in the world. Let's see. Oh, this is from Fyodor. Hello, Bob. What expressions, not exclamations, do people use in English when something unexpected happens? We say that was unexpected. We literally say that. Sorry. We usually say, whoa, that was unexpected. Or if someone describes something, we might say, were you expecting that to happen? So if someone said, I went to visit my parents and they gave me an envelope full of money and said, spend this on something fun. And then I would probably say to them, were you expecting that to happen? Wow, that's unexpected. Let's see here. Okie dokie. Hi, Bob. You are tanned a little bit. Yes. Where have you been recently? Was it unexpected for you? Yes. So I did go to a wedding this past weekend. It was an outdoor wedding. And even though I put sunscreen on, I still... I don't think I put enough on. So I'm a little bit more suntanned than I normally would be. Okay, let's see here. I think, let me just check the master list of questions quickly and see if there's any I can answer quickly. Yeah, there's a lot of off-topic questions. So Amit says, what is the meaning of back in the saddle? Thank you, dear Bob. So a horse has a saddle and the rider sits in it. But we use this phrase to talk about when you take a break and then when you start doing that thing again. So I am now back in the saddle. I do want to thank Jihi Yang for becoming a member. I think I missed that. So thanks, Jihi. That's awesome of you. So I took a break. And now I could say to people, I'm doing a live stream today. I'm back in the saddle. Let's see here. A lot of questions about IELTS from people wanting to figure out. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap things up, everybody. So I do apologize if I didn't answer your question. Please, if you have a general question about English, save that for the Saturday live stream. I'm always happy to answer them then. So this lesson will be available in a couple days, a shorter version, about 25 or 30 minutes long with good subtitles, not perfect, but pretty good. And so look for that and watch it a couple times, or at least watch the parts that didn't make sense to you. Maybe slow the video down, read the subtitles during that 5 or 10 minute section. But definitely this lesson on unexpected things will be out in a day or so in a little bit of a shorter edited version. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Jim and Brad for moderating the chat. Thanks to Brent from American English with This Guy for hanging out. In 3 minutes, he does have a live stream on his channel. Thanks to Rod, the Brazilian English teacher, for hanging out as well. And I should start saying bye to people. By the way, usually I say, if you didn't watch this week's video, you should watch it, but I didn't do one. Oh, I did do a second video with Lucy from English with Lucy, if you want to watch that, where I read a few sentences in my normal Canadian accent. So anyways, bye Judith, bye Lolly Lolly, bye Semra, bye Ricardo, bye Julia Olise, Tony, bye Mode Ags, bye Semra, I'm starting to say names twice. Bye, Wanda. Bye, Key Park. Let me scroll back. Bye, Yaroslav. Did I say mode eggs already? Probably, but bye anyways. And of course, Rod, I mentioned earlier. Bye to Sean from Free 99 English as well. As I'm scrolling back, bye, Kiseta. Thank you for being members, all of you. Bye, Norma, and the rest of you. So we're going to wrap this up. That's it. It was good to be back, and it was good to do a lesson with all of you. I hope it was expected. I hope it wasn't an unexpected thing. Anyways, bye, everybody. Have a great Friday. Have a good day, and I'll see you tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with another live lesson. Again, it might be inside because the forecast says rain. It's 60% chance of rain. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Bye.